what I made for shirt C. What is it exactly that I made for shirt C? Also, why did I go backwards? Well, here it is. Don't quite remember what it is. So, we're living in an age where a certain word I'm not going to talk about because, well, it's going to be demonetized anyways because of copyright claim. Coronavirus is canceling everything. Disneyland, Coachella, E3, Miku Expo got delayed. Hopefully my church doesn't get canceled either. I really hope it doesn't because I actually am part of the church now, and it would suck if they canceled not only Sunday services but also orientation I had to go to start like getting scheduled for like vocal presentations and whatnot, or start singing in the church anyways. But we'll see how it goes. Hey there guys, my name is Blake, also known as the Nerd. Coronavirus sucks, and welcome back to another episode of Minute 39. Now, I did mention in the last episode that I wanted to use a different controller, and a lot of people assumed I meant the mix mode because I got many requests for mix mode. So many, in fact, that for the next episode, I'll be taking a look at those requests, getting those in. In fact, I spent a whole lot of time last night just getting those requests done because they're on a specific difficulty. Not going to spoil it this episode, but look forward to the next one, I guess. But I'm not using the Joy-Cons for mix mode. Instead, I'm going to challenge myself and use this Gamecube controller right here, in the middle of the setup here. Now, this is going to be interesting. I have tested using this controller, and the layout is different. It's challenging, and it's totally different. Normally, on a Pro controller or a PlayStation controller, the X button would be on the top, the Y button would be on the right side, the B would be at the bottom, A is on the left. This is specifically meant for like platforming things or or just Smash Brothers in general. It's meant for those. You never really see it used for like rhythm games, and I wanted to try it out to see how well it works. Again, I've tested it before, and I just want to show it off. But just so you know, this is what the controller is, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a little synchronization so that you get the hang of it. The only other differences, aside from the buttons being really different in terms of the layout, is the control sticks as well being at a different layout as well, and the shoulder buttons being at a different shapes as well, which will be pretty comfy for those, but the control sticks I think might be a big issue there. But with that being said, I'm not worried. I'm going to grab the GameCube controller because I was recording the camera with that at the same time. Why did I go so flawlessly that one time? Why did I go super flawlessly? I thought I was going to make a lot of noise, drop the GameCube controller and be like, oh gosh, I had to pick it up, but that went super smooth. With that being said, drop a like for me moving the microphone closer to my face. And in general, leave your requests and leave a like and whatnot. Let's get started with the requests here. This is not it. This is it. I don't know why I didn't just go to the favorites and then start on our first request here, but I guess I was kind of impatient and decided to just jump in, I guess, without even organizing the request, but whatever. We're just gonna dive in. We're just gonna pretend we did anyways. What World End Dance Hall? I don't know what you're talking about. But from our Patreon, Zeno77, good reminder, that is $1 a month. That's all I will say for perks and preps and whatnot. We have Ohino Julial Knight on the hard difficulty in the PV. This probably may not be the best example of me using a GameCube controller for this since it is a 7.5, but I have played this on the GameCube controller and it's tolerable. So things will be completely different. Obviously, I'm playing this on the rhythm game, and the GameCube controller has different button layouts, so I still might be confused as to some of the button layouts. I do heavily apologize for that. I know I had a dinner. This is being recorded at like 10 o'clock. Let's hope that still works in my system. By the way, I have the letters on so that I'm not confused. Finally got that. Oh, I'm surprised I got that, because normally I mash too fast in that. Oh, this part, I don't understand. That part, apparently. Towards the end, I get it. Kinda. Yeah, I didn't say it was going to be the easiest thing on earth to do with a GameCube controller. That's why I'm expecting, well, I have low expectations for, like, clearing songs when it comes to the GameCube controllers. Because normally, I'm like, okay, let me see if I can get a grade, because I know the Pro Controller and the PlayStation controllers very well for rhythm games, but when it comes to GameCube controllers, I sometimes get the Y button confused for X because they're in the same layout in terms of being on top. Again, I practice this, but even still, I haven't gotten much of the hang of it. And I don't think this song, while it's a cool song, I don't think the song generally demonstrates what I mean by using a GameCube controller. That I had to practice a little bit on before even considering getting a standard clear, and that's not even a high score. Not going for high scores or anything like that, just trying to see how it works. Live, not live. Well, obviously it's kind of live because it's the premiere, but you know what I mean. Basically, just kind of testing out for a public video to see how well a GameCube controller does, and it does take practice. I will say that. It definitely does take practice. I'll give them my final thoughts after this episode ends about the GameCube controller and Project DIVA and MegaMix. I almost said the Project DIVA series, but MegaMix, because I don't think there has been anyone that actually has used a GameCube controller before for a Project DIVA game, unless maybe Hosoki has? I'm not really sure, but otherwise, oh, I did not mean to retry that. Otherwise, how is it that, like, Zeno just, like, makes these requests whenever I try new controllers? The last episode, he made a request when I was using a PS4 controller, and now he made a request on a 7.5 song when I'm using a GameCube controller. Oh, how the tides have turned, apparently. Thank you, Zeno, for that request. Thank you for getting me used to the GameCube controllers again, even though I think it's only been like a solid day and I kind of forgot about the whole thing. Well, anyways, thank you for that. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this is what I kind of meant for a song that would be pretty good to learn the controls on. This is actually from either mixed mode or arcade mode. I could choose either one, or she wanted both. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna stick with one of these anyways. And this is also from a new person. I didn't know there was a little subscriber icon from the comments thing of the YouTube studio, which is kind of neat. You'll see that later on, as new person, Kathleen Murray requested Fireflower on the normal difficulty. That'll be good for me so I can get the hang of the Gamecube controller a little bit more. You know, it'll be a little bit easier than the last request, not pointing names, Xeno. She requested this on the normal difficulty with the following module choices. Let me make sure I have the correct button for this one. Perfect. So, for first LAN, it is White Edge. For the second LAN is the yellow and green twin boxers. You'll see right here. I didn't get the official name of it, and I don't think there was like any hair changes you want to make, but she did want for the second one to be Sakine Mako, and her swimmer with the nostalgia hat, pretty much representing her OC. Future me, if you don't mind adding links in the description for anyone interested in seeing that sort of thing, they totally can. Normally I don't shout out OCs, but that actually looks like a pretty decent one. I don't know if I'll put it on screen or whatnot, or you guys might see it if you click the link. Either way, it's pretty well designed. I like it. Kind of reminds me of the good old K designs. I see that like K has actually changed his style, but he never has. Never has, never will. And again, this is on normal, so this will be perfect for me to kind of get the hang of the controls a little bit more. I wish the last one was normal, but this is based on the request thing. And again, not naming names or pointing any fingers. Xeno. Just kidding, you give me $1 a month, so you're off the hook. For now. I was just not expecting the first song to be a 7.5. And keep in mind, I am using a GameCube controller for this, so we'll see how this fares out. For a normal song, I'm not expecting the perfect, but maybe either great or an excellent. Which is, again, still under my expectations normally when I use a Pro controller or a PlayStation controller, because, again, the buttons are really different. I apologize for repeating, but that's kind of how it is. Oh my gosh, this loads forever. Okay, that would kind of confuse me for a bit. That time I went too fast. Crap. Alright, there were a couple times that I mistook once again because of the layout. The Y button for X, when I shouldn't have done that. It took me 3 resets to get something I was pretty comfortable with. Again, it was either great or excellent that I was expecting because it is a GameCube controller and it is on the normal difficulty. So those two combined, I think is good. Actually, the GameCube controller might be pretty decent for like normal songs. Hard songs, it just depends on like the difficulty it is. But I don't know about Extreme. I have not tested out with Extreme. Would I test out with Extreme? No. No. Because I feel like with Extreme, that's when like the Pro controllers and the PlayStation shine more than like a GameCube controller. Again, it's something you have to get familiar with. And if you've played GameCube games before, then you're obviously going to be kind of familiar with the controller, but putting it in front of a rhythm game, that's when it truly tests you. That's all I will say. But for a normal song, I think it was pretty good and pretty necessary to me to have a normal song requested so that I can get the hang of the GameCube controller. Little did you all know I was going to use the GameCube controller anyways. That was a nice one. I always like that. Rank 15 with a GameCube controller. So even if I didn't perfect the song with a GameCube controller, which is not my goal for this one, since I had low expectations, I almost wanted to perfect it, but then I realized it's a GameCube controller. Probably not going to be able to do that. Oh, it's going to be so confusing when I go back to the Pro controller. I hope not, because I just use GameCube controller for Smash and whatnot. But I thought it'd be a fun little challenge. Anyways, thank you, Kathleen, for that request. And let's move on to the next one. Oh, also the OC name is Karahoshi Sakura, in case you wanted to know. Alright, I have a confession to make with this one. This is one of those difficulties where I had to go no-fail mode with the GameCube controller because there are just so many things that may confuse me in this little thing. If I clear it somehow in no-fail mode, then that's great, but again, low expectations for me. So this might be the first no clear we've had in a while on the hard difficulty. How long has it been since we last had that? If it happens. I'm thinking maybe since like the earlier episodes of Mini 3, I'm not really sure. But we'll see how this goes. From Sophie Andrew. She requested Hibana on the hard difficulty, arcade mode, can't forget that, with Kaito in the following module choices. Did I actually do that right? Oh, okay. I kind of didn't, so I'll go over it as I do this. Very luckily, Kaito's isn't... Oh, okay, that wasn't that hard. So, she wanted the body on the rocks and the head to be the bashful parka. So, I'm guessing this. This is on the rocks, right? I think so. It looks like it's on the rocks. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, I think this is on the rocks. I would check to see the default, but I wasn't rushing through, but I didn't double check this one specifically. I guess this is the combo. And once again, because I have low expectations with the GameCube controller, I'm turning the no-fill mode on. Once again, keep in mind, GameCube controller. Take a shot every time if you're over 21. I mentioned GameCube. Let me know how the results are. But again, if you're over 21, or 21 and over, or legal age in your country, if you do it over the age, drink responsibly, and remember coronavirus, wash your hands every once in a while. If you're under the age of 18, just remember to wash your hands for the coronavirus anyways. Do not drink at all. And don't drink and drive. Friendly reminders from your local Blake the Nerd. In case you need it. There you go. Y or X? I don't remember. Surprised the passengers in no fail mode. After like so many resets. Hibana with a Gamecube controller is so frustrating. Yeah. I had like, I lost count of how many resets. No, start over. I hit X again. What is wrong with me? You hit the wrong button. I just want to get past the beginning. You had the right buttons, what are you doing? I'm so close to punching this freaking Gamecube controller. There, I hit it! Frick! But there were so many times I got frustrated because I was hitting Y for X, which is in my head every time I play MegaMix because I'm so used to a Pro controller and not using a Gamecube controller. And another thing is, it is so easy to hit button combos of YA and AX. Normally AY is separate where you had to use the left D-pad and the A button, but the layout of the GameCube controller makes it easier for you to use the AY. The most difficult one is YB because I have to rely on the left D-pad and the B button. Do I sound angry? Yes. Am I salty? A little bit. But I still think it's a fun challenge nonetheless. I still think it's a pretty good challenge, and again, I had low expectations. I'm actually surprised, even though I went through no fail mode, that I actually got 6904s, the magical number, with a GameCube controller. That, to me, is surprising, and kind of makes up for the fact that it took so long to actually at least clear it, with how many wrongs and button mashups I accidentally got myself into with this. Ugh. I've done it nonetheless. I was not expecting to do that well with the GameCube controller after like 15, 20, 25, I don't remember how many resets. With that many resets, I'm honestly shocked by that. But with that being said, thank you, Sophie Intro, for that request. Please let the next one be a little bit easier where I don't have to rely on no fail mode. And let's move on to the next one. Alright, kind of feel a little bit better. It's 6, so I'm not expecting to do too well on this. But I have gotten excellent, so I will do this on not no fail mode. I'll just do it standard, because I feel at least a little bit confident at least getting either a standard or a grade. I will repeat myself, but I've done that probably way too many times. Plus, if you are actually taking shots, I don't want you to get entirely drunk. Because remember, you might have work, or you might have family members, and they probably don't want you to be drinking too much. I care about you personally. Don't be drinking too much. I don't know what's still going on about drinking, but a returning person I haven't seen in quite a while, Zekgrade LP. He's requested "Look This Way, Baby" on the hard difficulty with Miku. The thing is, if I have made 3 shirts, which I think I have, use shirt C or D or E if I put it in some of the places, and use a hairstyle I think would fit the shirt. Huh. I don't actually remember what I made for shirt C. What is it exactly that I made for shirt C? Also, why did I go backwards? Well, here it is. Don't quite remember what it is. Yes! course it's SANS! How could I forget the most iconic meme of the internet? SANS! From Undertale. I'm not gonna lie, part of me wanted to script this, but I honestly did kind of forget about the shirt. I remember it took me a long while to actually kind of make it to the point where I was really comfortable with this, and I think this is probably my best designed shirt, but I'll do you one better. You said a hairstyle, I guess I'm here, I might as well show that off. I think it's number 2, right? Yeah, I believe it is number 2. Look at that. SANS shirt already, white mask. She's been infected by the megalovania. This is what you want, and we have a GameCube controller. Oh, the Smash Ultimate references are gonna be surreal. As if, like, Miku needs to be in Smash or something. As, like, a spirit or a Mii costume. Unless Sega buys Krypton, and then she could be a video game character. But how did I almost forget about the SANS shirt? I remember the Coco shirt and the Minute 9 shirt, but not the SANS one for some reason. Even though, okay, I will admit that was kind of scripted, like, a little bit, but I didn't think it was going to be part of this. Ah, crap, what's this? There we go, got it. I went too fast there. And now that I don't remember why B, I'm kind of messing up my timing with some of these, and that's not good. Ah! Too fast. That's not on SANS. Ow! I hit my thumb in really wrong places. Thought I was not gonna get that and get a save. Eventually I did. Well, I'm glad that song only took one attempt later to do that. Yeah, 6 stars, it's not so bad, and I think I've actually kind of gotten the hang of the GameCube controller now, the button layout, which is going to be kind of embarrassing when I go back to the Pro Controller and be like, wait a second, why is the Y button Why isn't the white button not on the top? I hope I don't get that. I will probably play a little bit with the Pro Controller before I end off the episode, or before I log off to the game, not end off the episode. I'm still gonna use the Pro Controller throughout the rest of the episode, but so that way I don't get myself too confused is all really. But nonetheless, that was... I'm glad at 6-star, actually, I was able to manage that very well. Get a grade, which again, I have low expectations, and I actually met my expectations of at least getting a grade, even though I don't think I ever specified that, except for now when I have. But thank you, Sekiro LP, for that request. Let's move on to the next one. Also, Megalovania. Oh hey Mitchie M, nice of you to stop by the Minute 39 series and copyright claim my video for the second time this episode. Not that I don't like the fact that Mitchie M is getting his, not that I don't think Mitchie M claiming his own music is a bad idea or anything like that. It definitely is a good one, but I kind of miss it when he didn't do that. And now the only thing that can't be claimed is the cute medley, which is kind of sad, but enough talks of that. Let's move on to the fourth one, requested by I almost said yet another returning one, but she's requested before. This is her request now. Gaming Girl Aya, with also the YouTube subscribing button. Now I know who subscribed and who hasn't. Did you know that, like, I think, like, 80% of you guys are not subbed to me? You should totally sub to me right now. Like, pause the video, subscribe, and then get back to it unless you're watching this with me, in which case you don't have to worry about that. She requested again on the hard difficulty with Miku in the following macho choices of My Dear Bunny without the tail and the Farewell hairstyle. Honestly, I wasn't really sure how I felt about it, but looking back at it, it's actually a pretty good combo. Kind of cute, but I don't know. But the crystal work? I think the crystal would actually work a little bit better with this one. But the Farewell one isn't that bad either. I will say that much. But this is again us on the GameCube controller. Oh my gosh, I brought back the shot game. I'm sorry. I know I said don't drink too much, and here I am just spilling the beans and saying the word that will trigger the shots, but drink responsibly, that's all I will say. What is this? Oh, it's the different things. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought it was like the tempo thing, and I didn't realize. But good to know those are, well, duh, the hexagons were there. I didn't realize that's how you did it, because again, I don't know the language of the Japanese. Fun fact, if you actually got the Korean version of MegaMix, all the titles would be in English. Really wish I thought of that, but I'm a man, my word, I like my Japanese language as well, even though I don't completely understand it sometimes. Still fun to look at, though. Better than Korean IMO. Very much, this is a good control for again. I say as I get safe. Oh. Well, half the fun, except I don't get the double note thing afterwards. Like I did just there. What the crap? Okay, how does it hit two buttons at once? Ah, crap! Adventures with the GameCube Controller, folks. It's never dull, apparently. Well, doesn't know the D-pad very well. And I'm still an excellent, which is very nice. Well, I'm surprised I'm still an excellent after all that. Not great. Okay, it's back to fun again. Oh my gosh, did I barely just got excellent. Really? Again, I set my expectations for a GameCube controller low, but come on, I was on excellent for a little bit. And then I have a couple mess ups, and you punish me with great. GameCube, man, this feels like Smash Brothers every single time. Well, at least the good news is I'm getting better with the GameCube controls to the point where I consider it like a fun challenge that definitely has its flaws depending on the speed and the difficulty of the song. Normal, I think it's no problem. Hard, it just really depends. Like, I think it's like between 6.5 is good. 7.5 depends on the tempo of the song. 7, I haven't really tested out to see for myself. But yeah, seems like a fun challenge overall. And probably something I would do in the future if I feel like the opportunity arises. Which, probably not for the next episode. But, still fun. Still fun. I kind of like it. Anyways, thank you, Gaming Girl Aya, for that request. And let's move on to the final one, I think. Yes, sir! It's the final one! Yes, sir! I am never doing that again for this episode. I apologize. Everyone say deja vu because this is what we're getting. I am so close to perfecting this, and I know I am not going to be able to perfect this with a GameCube controller. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's very, very unlikely. I mean, I could surprise myself and be able to perfect it, but my goal is not to perfect it because, again, for the first time actually using a controller like this for an episode Minute 39, I have kind of low expectations. But, nonetheless, I still have expectations, and I think I know this request, especially the manjas by heart, so let me prepare for it for a little bit. Don't buy too much water, also do not buy too much toilet paper, because the virus thing is getting way out of hand. Anyways, from new person, P Minho, I hope I pronounced that correctly, P Minho? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. This person requested Catch the Wave on either hard or extreme. Gonna go hard because I don't rely on myself with a GameCube controller on extreme. With Miku in the following module choices, and this is where the list is long, and we're gonna be here for quite a while. What do we have for the module? Okay, I was about to say I was running out of breath, but then that happened. So, we have the Celebration module. Your typical schoolgirl. You have, nice hair set, I suppose. A country girl I actually like to date. Literally Captain Jack Sparrow and Komodo style that's the hat and the hair doesn't work. Why? But I'll go with the request anyway since that's what was requested. I know you guys could see the things on screen. I just wanted to shake it up a bit. It gotta go through pretty quick. Speaking of quick, I have nothing else to say. Let's quickly go into this. I have done catchphrase so many times. And I've been mostly relying on button mashing for some of this because I haven't familiarized myself with doing the button mashing with both the GameCube inputs, the buttons, and the control pad. So forgive me for that. Oh, and she... I don't care if I didn't get that bonus. I was on almost the road to perfecting it, then so many things happened. But once again, not aiming for perfect, not aiming for like a big goal, because you know the general expectation was low and whatnot. I feel like every episode is just me repeating stuff I've already said like 2 times that I need to stop. And then I only look at it when I actually say it for like the 4th or 5th time or something like that. Something's got to change about this series, man. And I think it's my commentary of all things. I do designs, and yet my commentary remains the same. I guess sip to that, I suppose. Well, the good news is I feel like I'm confidently better with the GameCube controller. Not to the point where I'd prefer it over the Pro controller or the PlayStation controller. Those are far better, but review that after the final request. Not the final request, but the wheel request. Let's just spin the wheel since I have no clue how to word now. Wheel of Challenges, GameCube Controller Edition. This ain't Melee, that ain't Falco. Let's spin the wheel and hopefully we don't get wombo comboed. GameCube jokes. Smash Melee GameCube jokes. Those are the only ones I can think of for the time being. Oh, wait. I don't know whether that's a gimmick note or... No. Okay. Should I respin it or... It's dead on in the middle. I have never seen that happen before. That's incredible. And confusing. It's kind of leaning towards lucky number 7. Really. This is the 103rd episode. And I've only gotten lucky number 7 in free play. I don't know what the next one's going to be. I'm hoping it's something else because there's so many other things we can do. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna do extreme heat with mixed mode. Never thought of that. Well, I guess is another lucky request. Let's see if I can find another one. Thank goodness you are not on extreme. Do I even remember when you requested extreme and I kind of suffered and it was the 101st episode? Time flies. So I decided for the 7th request that we do it from Land Banana, who requested Worlds and Dance Hall on either Extreme or Hard with Lin and Rin in their append outfits. Thank you for making it simple. Thank you so much for making it simple. Oh, and the pumpkin heads. And you call them the Pumpkinhead Clan. It's not as charming as the Pumpkin Squad. By the way, did y'all see the Pumpkin Squad, the intro? I bet you did. There we go. I thought it was just a pin. My gosh, lens just like pops out. Like his hair just pops out of this one. What the heck? Kind of rings, but lens just is really, really noticeable. I didn't know that. So we have the pumpkin hands. They're in the pens. I guess you can call them pumpkin heads. Get it? Because the modules are append, and they're pumpkin heads, so they're pumpkin heads. Do I really need to explain the pun? I don't. I'm gonna punish myself at starting this one. This is the first time I think I've done with a GameCube controller, so this will be interesting to say none the least. Also, remember this is at 30 frames per second. This video, and not 60, unless it's only 30 in like handheld mode, then 60 here. I think it's 30 here and handheld. No, it's 60 here and then 30 handheld. Why? Why would it be 60 here and 30? Okay, this makes sense. Oh man, I love getting so close to a rating that I probably should have deserved after especially being on there for so dang long, but oh well. Oh well. Kinda salty on that, not gonna lie. But, wait. Okay. I forgot, I didn't actually get like an excellent on the first one, but that was to increase the to get the difficulty of extreme for Doraemon's request. So, even though I technically didn't get a grade or anything with a GameCube controller, I did get a new record with it. I'm pretty content with that, though I am still kind of salty with how things handled. So, as I close off this episode, let me give out my final thoughts on using a GameCube controller on a Project DIVA game. It is difficult. It is pretty much very difficult and very challenging. What I mean by this is, you have to get familiar with the GameCube inputs. That's a plus if you actually have used a GameCube controller, whether you've played Wii games with it that had GameCube compatibilities, but that means if you played GameCube games on the Wii, or you played like Mario Kart Wii or Smash Brawl with a GameCube controller, you kind of have an advantage to that. But even still, it is difficult because in your head, especially if you use Pro controllers, you're sitting there like pushing the Y button for X when it's the X on the right side of the GameCube controller that pushes that button and not Y. Granted, I could have adjusted it, but then that would lead to another issue of me pushing Y and then not figure out what X would do, and that would be Y. But I will give it some pluses. It is actually very comfortable to get the double notes, especially with AY and AX and AB. The only difficult ones to do by the buttons themselves is XB and YB, in which I have to use the D-pad and the button for this. Although with the YB, it's not bad to do it on the D-pad with just the left and bottom buttons being pushed. That's not bad. So the only difficult one then is XB, which normally with Pro Controller you can very easily get those double notes. Haven't really done triple notes, but I imagine it's the same case with triple notes, where XYA is like the easiest thing to push alongside XYA, or not XYA, XAB, YAB. The only problematic ones would be like BYX, which again you would have to push like the D-pad alongside the Y and X buttons. Other than that, it's a challenge, but personally I think it's a fun challenge. I wouldn't mind doing something like this again in the future for an episode Minute 39, just for like a fun little challenge that I won't expect much out of, but at the end of the day, I get like fun results anyways. That it's fun. It is fun, but I wouldn't recommend you try it out for MegaMix if you're just stick with like the Pro controller or the PlayStation controller if you have the 8-bit though. I will agree the PlayStation controller is the best for MegaMix, and the second best is the Pro controller. I'd say this is probably the worst way to play because the layout is so different that your brain won't understand the whole thing unless unless you're familiar with GameCube controllers, and even then it's still pretty difficult. So I just want to test it out. I don't know if I'm the first one to do this. If I am, great. If not, which I kind of expect I'm not, then at least I get to show it off to you guys at the most. So, with that being said, this is an hour and 50 recording because a few of those have gotten multiple requests, or not multiple requests, multiple resets because of the button layout and me not getting used to it. With that being said though, I'm just gonna stick to using this for Smash Brothers for a little bit. If you enjoyed this episode with the GameCube controller though, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing, ringing the bell, and leaving your requests, although I actually have all 6 for the next episode, so I don't know what to do with the requests there. They're already there, so look forward to that, I guess. But with that being said though, my name is Blake, also known as The Nerd, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. This is being recorded at 11 at night. Fun fact. So until I meet again, do remember to take care.